Hey everyone, welcome to Wrestling Roundup. I'm GrimmChorizo, and this is the show where I give you this week's WWE news, rumors, and recap. And it's been a bit of a crazy week, so let's get started. So on Raw, there was the first ever Divas Beat the Clock Challenge, which was won by Charlotte. So now Charlotte is the #1 contender for the Divas Championship. Ryback retained the Intercontinental Championship against the Big Show. Just when you didn't think it could get any worse, the Rusev and Summer Rae and Dolph Ziggler and Lana storyline got worse. Basically, Summer snuck into Dolph Ziggler's locker room, saw him naked, is playing up this big scandal that Dolph tried to seduce her, and now Lana's all sad and feels betrayed. We haven't even seen Rusev, but oh god, it's bad. It's worse than it already was. Just end it. Stop the pain. So to close out Raw, John Cena came out and told Seth Rollins he wanted his rematch for the United States Championship at Night of Champions. And Stephanie McMahon granted the match. So at Night of Champions, it will be John Cena versus Seth Rollins for the United States title, which means Seth Rollins is pulling double duty, defending the US title and world title against Sting later that night. And also, as mentioned earlier, it will be Charlotte versus Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship at Night of Champions. It was announced that Brock Lesnar will be facing the Big Show at the Madison Square Garden live special on October 3rd. So this is when things start to get interesting. This week has just had a bunch of crazy or bad or just unfortunate, terrible things happening. So first off, what was it? A few months ago, Hogan had the, racist remarks. Well, on Good Morning America earlier this week, he came out and apologized for all that. Then, an NXT diva who had yet to debut, Zara Schreiber, I think her name is, people found offensive and racist comments through messages that she had on her Facebook and Twitter. And she also on Instagram had swastikas and different Nazi images. So basically, they released her because it was just way too bad PR. Basically, I'm not going to say my personal opinions, but if you're employed by anyone, especially a big company like the WWE, why would you even have that stuff on the internet? You can have your own opinions, even if it's not good opinions, but don't share it all over where it's going to come back and bite you and cost you your job. Then, Ram from TNA apparently was arrested for domestic battery. So he's suspended from TNA, and I don't know if he's in jail or what, I don't know. Also, at the Performance Center earlier this week, a crazed fan, I don't even know if you can call him a fan, but an obsessed, deranged man who was obsessed with Lita and AJ Lee apparently, into the Performance Center. Has apparently been there before and just harassing the staff because they wouldn't give him a job. And he apparently at one point put urine and feces on the building, which is just completely fucked up. But this time he came there and he had a knife. The police officers were telling him to leave. He charged an officer, so the officer shot him. The man is in the hospital. I don't know if he's been released or not, but last I heard he was in the hospital. But basically, this guy's messed up. I mean, it sucks for him he got shot, but he'd been warned, So, just one crazy thing after the next, and then Jimmy Snuka, who was accused years ago, 30-some years ago, of the murder of his girlfriend, has finally been arrested again for the murder. 32 years, I believe, 32, 33 years later. So, my god. And because of this, he's been removed from the Hall of Fame. He's been, basically WWE is cutting all ties with him because, he murdered somebody. So this week has just been something after the next, after the next, after the next. It's crazy. In a bit of lighter news, Los Matadors might be getting repackaged, which I hope so because they suck. They're good wrestlers. Their gimmick is just awful. If they went back to Primo and Epico, I'd be on board. But I guess we'll have to see if that comes true or if it's just a bullshit rumor. So thanks for watching this week's episode of Wrestling Roundup. yeah, it's kind of like the what the fuck episode, just weird week. But yeah, guess we'll have to see what next week holds. So make sure to tune in, and I'll see you then.